Hey guys, Adrian Racing here, back today with another video. So this weekend is the Monaco Grand Prix, the jewel in the crown of the F1 calendar. And the best part about Monaco weekend, given the racing's a bit boring with the lack of overtaking opportunities, but the best part about the whole weekend is Saturday. So on the Saturday, all the drivers head out for their qualifying lap to set the important grid for the race on Sunday. And if I'm being honest, qualifying 3 on a Saturday at Monaco is probably the best spectacle, the single most pure example to show a driver's skill and a car's ability anywhere in the entire F1 season. So the current lap record for the circuit is officially a 1:14.260 set by Max Verstappen during his charge in 2018. However, the fastest lap of the circuit is a 1:10.16 set by Lewis Hamilton when he claimed his pole position here in 2019. So I thought I'd hop on to Assetto Corsa and see if I could get pretty close. And we're not going to jump straight into the modern F1 cars. We're going to start with something a little bit more special. And here is our first car to take out to see if we can try and beat that lap record. This is the legendary Mclaren Mp44, which I have a slight loving for by a certain poster might give you an inkling of how much I just love this car. So, of course, this car driven by Ayrton Senna and the great Alan Prost. Senna went out in qualifying in 1988 and beat that legendary driver of Alan Prost by over 1 second around the streets of Monaco in a last-ditch attempt to claim pole position. So this car, about 750 brake horsepower on the high boost, all coming at the top of the rev range from that turbocharged Honda engine. Slick tyres, limited aerodynamics, we're going to chuck on as much aero as we possibly can. Manual H-pattern gearbox, so heel towing on the downshifts. Yeah, this is going to be a wild lap. But without further ado, let's head out on track and see if we can try and beat the Monaco lap record. So, out lap is done. I'm ready to get this lap started. This car's an absolute blast to drive. And across the timing line we go now. So, up to Sandoval. Down to second gear. Oh, missed the downshift a little bit there, but it's not too bad. Now up the hill we go. Fourth gear. Fifth gear, flat through Beau Rivage, and then into Massenet, block shift down to third, scrub off the speed, try and take it to the inside, and then just take it down to second for the casino, and then hard on the power, mind the curb, into, oh, just about missed the apex there, second early, and then into the hairpin. Oh, big lock up, crank on all the lock we have, second gear, oh, lots of understeer again. And then into the tunnel we go. Early on the power. There you go. Watch for those turbos that can spool up and really ruin your day if you're not careful. Get as close to that inside as possible. And then heavy braking zone for the chicane. Just about make it stopped. Use all the curb on the inside. And then early on the power again. And now into to back. Third gear. Ease it through. And then into the swimming pool chicane. Just about flat. And you've got to be straight on the brakes once again. Just about use all the curb on the inside, then leave it in second. First, understeer, little lock of the front right there. Through Anthony Nose, one more corner to go, and then floor it to the finish. And it's going to be a 1:27.3, so about 13 seconds off the race lap record and 17 seconds off of Lewis's pole record. Now, I know this car was never going to beat the modern F1 cars, but it just goes to show that this combo, the 88 McLaren at Monaco, regarded as one of the best laps in F1 history, is still so much slower than modern machinery. So, why don't we up the ante a bit and, well, let's bring out a few more cylinders. So this is our next challenger to see if we can take the challenge to the modern F1 cars. This is the Formula Hybrid 2000, adorned with that glorious naturally aspirated V10 engine, with this amazing Ferrari livery on it. So, although we have a bit more power than the McLaren and a lot more downforce, We do have those grooved slick tyres, which are going to slow us down quite a lot. So yeah, let's just, well, let the driver do the talking and go out and see how close we can get to that 1 minute 10. So tyres are warmed up, outlap has been done. Let's go see what we can do here. So up to Sandoval for the first time. Go watch it on the entry. Car gets very loose over the bumps. And now up the hill we go. Let that glorious V10 just take over, propelling us up the hill. Into Massenet down to second gear. Quite a lot of understeer in this car. Not quite the advanced aerodynamics of today's modern F1. Also, no traction control, no ABS in this car. So it's a proper handful to fight around this track into the Lowe's hairpin. Oh, just wait. Can't change the steering column or anything in this car, so it makes the hairpin pretty difficult. And already into the tunnel we go. So easy on the throttle, trying to put down all 800 or so of those naturally aspirated horses. And now hard on the brakes into the chicane, down to first gear. Touch the curb and then swing the car back to the right as soon as you can. And now to back. Down to second gear, turn it in, wait for the back to grip up, and then through the swimming pool chicane. A bit of a cheeky line, but we get away with it. Through the second chicane, get as close to the walls as possible. Just a couple more corners to go into the Rascasse. Through Anthony Nodes, get as close to the wall, and then floor it to the line. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 1 minute 20.443. So we've knocked off 7 seconds from the MP44's time, but we've still got 6 seconds to Max's lap and 10 seconds to Hamilton's lap. So I think it's time now to get a little bit more modern and ditch a couple of the cylinders this time as well, unfortunately, because this car sounds, well, it sounds amazing. So this is our next challenger. This is the 2009 Brawn GP F1 car, which famously only raced for 1 season and of course gave birth to the Mercedes cars, which then went on to dominate this era of Formula 1. V8 engine, flat pedal gearbox, and we're finally onto proper slick tyres. We're going to be running the softest slicks, maximum downforce as per usual with all of these cars. I'm ready to get going, so let's go out, do the outlap, and I'll catch you for the flying lap. So, outlap is done. Let's go for our flying lap, shall we? So, up to turn 1 we go. Sandor down to second gear. Use as much of the inside curve as possible. Then just a tap of the hybrid, tap of the curves. Going up the hill towards Massenet, which is a down to third gear. It's fourth gear actually, down to third. And into Casino. Keep it in third. Early on the power. Avoid the curb. And then also used to snag a brake in this car on the rear. We've got brake bias quite rearwards to help with rotation. Into the hairpin we go. Car takes the hairpin surprisingly well. It's got quite a lot of steering lock on it through the double right-hander. Watch the outside barrier on exit, and then early on the power, use a little bit more of the curves. And we're going to save most of it for the big run up to the finish line at the end. Now pick our braking spot for the chicane. Probably could have gone a tad later, down to second. Quite a lot of torque in this car, surprising for a V8. Into back third gear, close to the barrier on the outside, and flat through the swimming pool before immediately back on the brakes for the second chicane. Just a couple more corners to go now. This feels like a good lap. Down to third gear for Rascasse. Take second gear for Anthony Nodes, clumsy, and then hard on the power, use all the hybrids to the line, and it's going to be a 117.158, so another 3 seconds closer to the time, but we're still 3 seconds off Max Verstappen's time and 7 seconds off Lewis's time. So I think it's time to ditch the V8s, ditch the V10s. Let's bring out a modern F1 car. Let's go see what the current lap record holder's car can do in my hands. So this is the car that holds the current race lap record of a 1:14.260. This is the 2018 RSS Formula Hybrid in the Max Verstappen livery, of course, just for that extra bit of immersion. Full high aero car, slick tyres, hybrid system, all of it in this car, pushing about 1,000 horsepower almost, which I don't know if they are reaching that in 2018. But yeah, as always, outlap, and then I'll see you for the hot lap. So, outlap is done. Tyres are nice and warmed. We're going to stick the MGUK into hot lap mode and open the DRS. Go for a hot lap in our modern F1 car. So up to turn 1, Sandoval brakes so much later. Just drag the brakes into the apex and get on the power so much earlier now. That V6 turbo hybrid propelling us up through Massenet. Hug the inside, 4th gear. We'll bring it back down to 3rd for the casino, and then watch the throttle over the bump and really unsettle the car. A little bit of a lock up there. We get away with it somehow, then we slow down. And already into the hairpin. Lots of lock in this car, so we can somehow make it through. With the aid of a bit of throttle as well to get the car rotated. Now we need a good exit out onto the tunnel. That was not a good exit, but we'll carry it on anyway. So flat through the tunnel, and then pick our braking spot for the chicane. Nice and late. Perfect. Now into Tabat. Such high speed down to 4th gear. Turn it in. Back on the throttle as early as possible, as close to the wall on the inside. So nice and late there. Oh, a bit too much curve on the inside. Lost time a bit. At this point, these hyper soft tyres are absolutely screaming out. Just one more corner to go. DRS open. Hybrid to the line. And it's going to be a 1:16.3. So 2.1 seconds off Max Verstappen's time in this car, and that was during the race. This is on a qualifying trim. So yeah, don't think I'm quite going to beat that. So I think it's time to up the ante a bit and skip the 2019 car that obviously Lewis had and go straight for the 2020 car. 2020 Mercedes, probably one of the quickest F1 cars ever made in terms of downforce and grip, and fortunately we never got to see a race at Monaco, but we can today, and that's going to be our best attempt at beating this elusive 114. So outlap is done. We'll chuck the MGUK into hot lap, and we're going to use DRS everywhere on this lap to give you the best chance of beating that elusive 1:10. So much later on the brakes into Sandoval, and then hybrid and DRS all the way open, all the way up the hill. Now the car's loose. We're going to close the DRS as we head into Massenet. So much more grip from this Mercedes. God, this car's a blast to drive, especially around the streets of Monaco. We're on the super soft tyres, so we've got the most grip available. Crank on all the lot. Introduce a bit of a throttle there to get the car rotated through the Lowe's hairpin. And already to the tunnel we go, where we're going to open that DRS again, that rear wing fully open. Can we keep it flat through the tunnel with the DRS open? We can. Super late on the brakes into the chicane. Bit too much curve on entry. Again, DRS open. Now up to Massenet, to back even. Again, flat through the swimming pool, and then hard on the brakes. Trying to use too much of that curve there. Perfect. That was a really nice line, actually. Just a couple more corners to go. Oh, a bit deep into the Rascas. Just Anthony Nodes now. And now we're going to floor it. Hold the hybrid button to the line. And what's it going to be? A 1:16.1. Oh, this lap's proving really, really hard to beat. But we're not going to give up. We're going to go for one more lap in this car, because I'll at least want to beat the 2018 lap from Max Verstappen. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be possible. But as I said, one more lap, and then I'll see what happens from then. Oh, 1:15.4. Still got 1.2 seconds to find somewhere around this track. Oh, but I don't think I could have got any more out of that car there. This is really, really difficult to beat this lap. Just goes to show the commitment that F1 drivers have. And the skill, which I don't have. We'll have to get something a little bit faster out. Just a little bit. Might not be realistic, but we'll get it out. And it's desperate times for desperate measures. So I couldn't improve. I could not get quicker than that last lap time. So I thought I'd whip this out anyway. This is the Red Bull X 2010 1500 horsepower ground effect car. Unlimited downforce, unlimited traction. It'll do 430 k's down the straights. I'm not going to be reaching that here at Monaco. We're going to bolt on all the downforce we've got and see if we can break this limit, this lap record somehow with some extreme measures. Well, the outlap was wild enough and I wasn't even pushing yet. So this is going to be a wild hot lap. I'm going to have to shut up and concentrate and let you enjoy this pretty wild lap of Monaco. A 103.2. Oh, that was a wild lap. And it's a lot more time in this car as well. I was not pushing too hard there, but wow, this car is quick. So there we go, guys. That was the craziest lap of Monaco ever, and basically, no, I cannot beat the Monaco lap record. That 1 minute 10 is a ridiculously good lap time from Lewis, and I'm excited to see what the lap times are going to be this year at Monaco, although expecting a bit less given the cars have been slowed down, and we might have actually missed that 2020 F1 car lap of Monaco given the lack of rounds last year. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't enjoyed this video at all, I'd leave a like. If you want to see more, then subscribe. And yeah, have a really awesome rest of your day. See you all next time. Bye.